All right, we're watching Chicony versus Dalamar. This is for Survivor. So their hands have developed as they've played rounds. Each round you play, you trade a card and upgrade cards in your hand if you can combine cards you've been given. And this can lead to interesting dynamics on what cards you want to get rid of and keep, but also means that different hands can develop quite different ways and get stuck with certain directional stuff, while other people can end up with more powerful cards. And so if we look here, actually, let's just quickly look at the levels. Chicony has a level 10, a level 5. We're using Rebirth. That's exciting. A level 5. 6764 is a level 6, I believe. 1687. I forget if that's a level 6 or 7, but it doesn't really matter. It would be a playable card on either level. And 3322 is a level 1. On the Dalamar side, 4145 might also be a level 1, though it's a level 2-ish strength card. 6284 is a level 6. 2463, I believe. That could be a level 2, could be a level 3, probably a 2. 33A2 is a rare, which makes it hard to evaluate on kind of a normal level scale because it does things outside of its level, and a level 9. In general, it looks to me like Chicony's hand should have a little more power, partially because I am anti-rare as always. If we look directionally, it is also somewhat better balanced. It has a 6 facing up, a 7 to the right, an 8 facing down, and an 8 to the left. So basically, the hand is Waka, right? Aside from that 7 to the right, Waka is at least tied for its best number in each direction, which is kind of interesting. Is Dalamar's hand basically 7766? Is it basically Azala? Not as much so, given that there's the 10 and the 8 down. But that does mean you really want to hold on to the 7766 as long as possible. And in general, you probably want the game to be down. And you want the 3322 to never have a good home. How can we make that happen? So my first instinct was chuck 4145 and 7, because that's the worst card and you want to make the game down left. Down right would be fine as well. But my second instinct is maybe 2463 and 7 is a little better, because a couple reasons. One is that 4 to the right could be annoying to take. Two of Chicony's cards that take it, 6686 and 1687, will have a 6 to the right left over that 4154 has serious combo play against. And the other card, 6565, you have more access to capture it, I guess, just with Azala, but also from above. But my idea was sort of, maybe this is too much of a TTN idea of like playing against the visible cards and treating 3322 as the visible card. But the idea is that doesn't have a natural thing to do afterwards. It doesn't have a clear use. But you probably chuck it in a corner. All right, he goes for the corner play. This is very logical too. I don't have any problem with this. It's funny how sometimes you see a directional strength and there are sort of two parts of the board it could go in. Because another completely reasonable idea for Dalamar would be to chuck one of the low levels in 8, just saying you never have safety in 7 or 9. I have those squares really well covered with Juan. But there's also the idea of just use Juan and take it back depending on how it's captured, with either 2463 or 6284. Little bit of a shame that you don't have one card that, I guess you do have one card that's a recapture from both 7766. I was going to say a little bit of a shame because if you have to hold on to stuff until the end. But this actually makes more sense than that. I'm not thinking very well today. I haven't slept. But that's okay. So if Juan was taken immediately, you would want to recapture with 2463 or with 6284, right? Those would be safe recaptures, and they also, keep the most powerful cards still in your hand. However, if we get to the end game, it may be that 776 has to be the recapture, but that's okay because 7766 will always still be in our hand because it is the best card in our hand. Now, if I'm Chicony, I'm thinking I have tons of safety in 1 or 3. The question is, do I then have moves that set up in 4 or 6 after? And it's kind of hard to set up against the 10. One way to do so would be Iron Giant in 6, sets up 1687. But 1687 not the cleanest card to be putting there. Maybe it is. Maybe it's pretty untouchable there. So that might be an idea. Play in 3, intending Iron Giant in 6 afterwards. Is there another way to do it? I don't see one. So I think playing in 3 with Iron Giant in 6 is a very logical continuation. Here's another idea. I want to get the 3-3-2-2 out of my hand. I can put that in 1. Or maybe even better, I can put that in 3. And my reasoning for this, that's a bad idea, but let's keep talking about it. My reasoning for 3-3-2-2 and 3 is I still have the Iron Giant in 6 plan, but I didn't have to use up one of my good cards first, right? And if you take it, my intention is just to go in 1 because I have safety in 1 as well, and 2 will be safe, right? Because any card you put in 6 to capture will not set you up in 5. That is true. So I think there's obvious moves for safety for Chicony in 1 or 3. But maybe you just use 3-3-2-2 because it's not that clear that there's a difference between the weaker card and a higher card, given that if Dalamar does take, you have a really nice play in 1, and 2 things are safe anyway. Now, the potential problem with this is Iron Giant in 6, after you've played 3-3-2-2 and 3, could have problems with a 6-2-8-4 landing in 9 at some point. Maybe it doesn't want to land there immediately, but if it lands there at some point, that, could be dangerous. I'm not entirely sure this is too worth being scared of, but it is a possibly frightening thing. Now, you could, of course, play elsewhere, too. Where else could you play reasonably? Other moves are a lot vaguer, and especially when I'm running on low sleep, I do not play vague moves. But almost anything in 7 or 9 is probably a reasonable move. My instinct would be force the action and try to do so with 3-3-2-2, right? Because you can see these sequences where I think Chicony can guarantee he either sets up an L where he is a threat in 5 and Dalamar does not, and has some obligation to block 5 because the threat's pretty real. And after that, I think Chicony is playing for a win in most lines. Or if you do something like 3-3-2-2 and 3, the lines where you're not getting an L where you have a threat in 5, where you have, say, cards in 3 and 6 and they have 1 and 2, are lines where you have 1 and 2 and they have 3 and 6, and they have no threat in 5, which is important. You no longer need the threat in 5 because you already have 1 and 2. Both of those are safe. And both of those are pretty good structures for black, for second turn. I said black because I just taught a chess lesson. Black second turn. Same in my head. Okay. So my instinct would be to aim for one of those structures because I think it is hard to lose from those structures. On the other hand, if you were more ambitious, moves and squares like 7 or 9 certainly complicate the game more, and they make a lot of sense because you always have 1 or 3. And Chicony might have better play in 1 or 3, given that a card like Waka has, or 6-7-6-4, well, none of those cards have every square. 6-2-8-4 covers some of the 6s and some of the 8s. Not both, but it means as long as 6-2-8-4 is in Dalamar's hand, he has some coverage. Alright, he goes 3 with Waka. Just starts with Waka. That's interesting, right? That's saying, even though Waka is obviously a more powerful card, I would rather keep 6-7-6-4 for later, which maybe makes sense. It forces the action a little more. And 1-6-8-7, which seems in every line except Iron Giant in 6 a strictly worse card. So this is telling us Chicony wants Iron Giant in 6 next turn. That he is definitely going for that setup. Okay. And we note, if Dalamar has a 6 down, and Chicony lands 6-5, 6-5, and 6, if he then lands 1-6-8-7 and 5, Chicony threatens a same in 4. This is why he wanted to keep 6-7-6-4, and Dalamar does not have a same or plus in 4. Okay, So he is calculating a very specific line, and in that line decided Waka was the least useful card. Also note that 3322 is pretty relevant, because after Iron Giant and 6, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Dalamar to block 5. Which card do you put in 5? Azala 7766 is the only card with a capture, but that walks into a plus from 3322 and 4. So that's not the answer. 4154 doesn't take anything, and given that there will be a 6 down and 1, walks into 6764 again, right? Or 6565. Iron Giant could be the one to same there. So you kind of have to block with either 6284 or 2463. 2463 is presumably out of your hand, so 6284 is the only available block. And I think that loses. I think that loses to, for instance, 1687 in 4. So yeah, this Iron Giant setup looks really strong. This looks very dangerous. Just checking some lines. I think this might already be winning for Chicony. I think he calculated this nicely. It's really hard here if you don't have play in 1. Trying to make some crazy ideas work, like 4154 and 9, because it creates a big threat in 6, forces the block of 6, but 6 can be blocked in an effective way. I wish there was a way. I'm really going off the beaten path here. I'm thinking about ideas like Azala in 5, which sounds absolutely insane and is a terrible move, but creates a significant threat in 6 that has to be blocked, and then you go in 1, and you've sort of sequenced it such that they can't, such that 5 is pre-blocked. But the problem is 3322 has this plus and 4, and you lose immediately. There's not a way to create a threat forcing something other than Iron Giant in 6. That's really a problem. No, 6248 and 8 doesn't do anything. I think you probably go in 1 and hope you can figure something out next turn. Dalamar does go in 1. But Iron Giant in 6 is a huge problem. Because you need setup somewhere and your cards aren't ever lining up. Right? You can't meet Iron Giant in 6 by going in 5. I think that all loses. We'll just check it again now that we're closer. 4145 and 5 loses to 6764 and 4 because the plus. 7766 and 5 loses to 3322. And 6284 and 5 I think just loses to 1687 and 4. Yeah. You're down 6-4 and your only capture is Azala in 9, but you're never getting more than 1 capture there. Are you? Is that true? Oh, maybe you can hold there. Okay, so Iron Giant 6, 62845, 16874. You can play 4145 and 7. You're down 6-4, but because there's a 6 down and 6, you cover a 7 to the right. The remaining cards are 6764, 3322. You actually do cover that. You're going to have 1 or 2 captures depending on what's needed. Okay, so Iron Giant 6, 62845 might hold. Right? 62845. Now, you don't have to capture with 1687. There is also, you could capture in 4 with 6764. But then just 7766 and 7 is good enough to hold. Okay, can you win in 9? 62845. You put something in 9. What do you put in 9? Probably 1687. It's safe and it threats up a plus in 8. After 1687 and 9, if you go 4145 and 4, you weirdly lose to 6764 in 7. And if you go 4145 and 8, you lose again to 6764 and 7. Somehow it doesn't have captures. Is there a way to do this? I think that wins. I think 1687 and 9 wins. If that wins, then I think this is all not gonna do it. Okay, new idea. 4145 and 4. If they play 1687, my idea is I need 4145 out of my hand. It's not doing anything. 4145 and 4. If they don't go in 5, well, we get to go in 5, and we're actually going to be up for once, and we probably don't lose that. So they go in 5 with 1687, and we're down 7 to 3. But we play 6284. That only captures one thing back. Do we have a way to sequence this better? No, not quite. 6284 and 9 makes it 64. But they can go in 7 with 6764, and Azala does not have captures at the end. Yeah, it doesn't quite get there. If there is a hold here, I don't see it. Trying to figure out some way to make some offbeat setup, but I don't. Yeah, I think 4 just loses to 5. If after 41454, 16875, 77667, sure that's safe, sure you have a threat in 9, but they block 9 and you take nothing. They could even block 9 with 3322 just to be rude. No, I think this is lost. I liked my idea in 4. I think 6284 and 5 also just has one exact problem, but one exact problem is enough to lose. Is there, can you go in 9, give up 5, and somehow have compensation? I don't see it. I don't see that you'd ever set up well enough there. Yeah, I don't think you do. Like, there's some lines where you go 9, they go 5, you play like 4145 and 4, and they can't play 6764 and 8 because you just set up a plus against the 4s with Azala at the end, but they just go 7 and you're dead. The 1687 landing in 5 is actually not just like a good plus, it's something that Dalamar's hand has no play against. Through, I think, no fault of his, it's just a number combo. I really like Chicony's move in 3 now, actually. I may have been kind of down on it at the time, but I think he correctly realized he didn't need his most powerful card. All right, Dalamar blocks 5. Okay, but there is some point here. There is some point here. The 6284 now combos through a bunch of things. Does that do enough? No. We're just losing too many cards on the top, but I see the point. So if 676, and obviously I did not find a tie. We should make sure all rules are in effect. Yeah, they are. Okay. 6, 7, 6, 4 in 4. Flips everything, goes up 8 to 2. 6, 2, 8, 4 in 9. Flips 2 things back, makes it 6, 4. But the problem is 1 is 1, 6, 8, 7, and 7 just wins on the spot. But 2, they have 3, 3, 2, 2 for 8, which flips 2 things back, making it 8, 2. And you do have a double capture at the end, but that's still just 6, 4. So I think there's a few ways this is not gonna do it. 1, 6, 8, 7 might also be enough. Right? 1, 6, 8, 7, and 9, I mean. Specifically. 1, 6, 8, 7, and 9. If you play Azala in 8, I have 6, 7, 6, 4, and 4. If you play 6, 2, 8, 4 in 8, then I have still 6, 7, 6, 4, and 4. So either card in 8 I meet with 4, right? Either card in 4. Well, 6, 2, 8, 4, and 4 I can meet with 6, 7, 6, 4, and 7. And 7, 7, 6, 6, and 4 I can meet with 6, 7, 6, 4, and 8. You could play 7, but that's not enough either because I get 4. Yeah. All right, so I think there's a few ways this one isn't working, but I could not find a tie. Really nice use of Waka on turn 1, as I was trying to say, because that visually looked high cost. Because 1, 6, 8, 7 is like kind of definitionally worse at everything than 6, 6, 8, 8. But because of the specific numbers and the specific, okay, he found his L. His L relies on Iron Giant. Iron Giant needs 1, 6, 8, 7. For 1, 6, 8, 7, and 5 to hit hard, we need 6, 7, 6, 4 afterwards. Waka and 3. There was a case for 3, 3, 2, 2, and 3, but that did have the cost that Iron Giant in 6, there was suddenly a counter threat. 6, 2, 8, 4, and 9 would combo stuff back. So this seems like the cleanest way to have done it. Yeah, I'm going to bring up the solver on the side now because I feel we've hit the point where the game is going to take a little longer, but we know the outcome. But this was I think given the hands, this starter looked reasonable to me, but was just, it looks like immediately lost here. I did not see anything to do. Got to change the rules to add same long. Okay. Maybe you found something, but I did not see anything. I would have preferred a starter in 7, but this was reasonable. Hard to make serious complaints about either player's play in this game. But obviously, credit to Chicony for winning that battle, or presumably winning it. And I'm going to start. It's going to load up now, and we'll see if other moves maybe kept the game alive better. 1, 6, 8, 7 is picked up, so he's probably going the 9 path rather than the 4 path. It's also possible I calculated one of these wrong. All right, 3, 3, A2, and 2 was played. And Waka in 3 was played. And I think this was practically a nightmare. The solver says 2 moves tie. Okay, what are the 2 moves? All right, one of them was 4, 1, 4, 5 to 7, but one of them was the move played, and I didn't find the tie after Iron Giant. But there were 2 ties. What a fool I have been. There were 2 ties after Iron Giant in 6. I didn't see them. One was 4, 1, 4, 5, and 9, which I admit I did not consider. But the other, the 4, 1, 4, 5, and 7 idea did work. Why did I get this wrong? After 1, 6, 8, 7 in 5. There's 6, 2, 8, 4, and 7. Thought I checked this. I thought I checked this. Yeah, looking at it now, clearly a tie. I can hop you over for a sec. So we can see, so you can see what I'm saying. The tying lines were here, which I did not consider. That's the kind of move like Akiyama finds, and then I get annoyed because I like to find moves. And here, which is the concept I found, which the idea was to walk into this, but my first idea was to play here, but that doesn't win because of this. It does win if, I mean, it doesn't tie because of this. It does tie if they go 8, but it doesn't work there. And then my second idea was here, but that doesn't work because they can block this square with either card, right? I don't take. And then I gave up on the idea, but there's 2 more corners you can play. This one doesn't work, but this one does work because that's 6 down, and I had seen in another line that Azala covers 6, 7, 6, 4, but I didn't bring it over here, and this is just enough to tie. So 4 actually did work, and I didn't quite calculate it carefully enough. 7's the other way to do it. All right, let's head back to the game. Interesting line. I wish I'd fully spotted that, but clearly very tough position to save. Also, clearly a difficult random. And Dalamar made a non-losing first move on a tough random and a non-losing second move, but then had a really, I think, difficult calculation on the third move and didn't quite get there. Chicony, on the other hand, really good L and executed well. Oh, I should check, actually. After this move in 5, were there the multiple wins I thought there were, or did Chicony have to be really precise there? Yeah, 4 does work. Okay, I got worried a sec that 4 didn't also work. But 4 does work. I'm also curious about my idea of 3, 3, 2, 2, and 3. Okay, 3, 3, 2, 2, and 3 beats every move in 1 because holding Waka in our hand is better. There are also 2 ties. One of them, again, is to stick 4, 1, 4, 5, and 7, which is a very hard move for humans to find. And the other is that Azala can take? What? Azala can just take? How is this possible? All right, this is some incredible find. All right. So, okay, my 3-3-2-2 idea in 3 was actually a pretty clever idea to keep the better cards. I'm pleased to see that that is doing well by the solver. All right. Yeah, this almost holds, right? It really feels odd that 7766 has no captures at the end here, but it just doesn't have the captures. And whichever way you sequenced it, it doesn't quite have the captures needed. And blocking 4 is, of course, the best move, because the combo in 4 is devastating. And Chicony gets the win. Good game, I think. Also speaks to, it's just hands line up badly, it's very tough. All that down power for Dalamar's hand, difficult. But I think a well-played game. There weren't many options here. I'd run my quality score to see how it rates it. My new quality score, but it takes forever to run, so I can't really get it in real time, which is a pain. But interesting game. I like the idea that 4 held. I'm pleased that held. And also, maybe someone out there will find this really useful. In a lot of the variations, the potential ties for Dalamar were to throw 4, 1, 4, 5, and 7. Was to kind of say, I'm not doing well anywhere near the action. I need 4, 1, 4, 5 out of my hand, and I need it out of my hand in a way where when you take 5, it makes some safe squares for me. And I think on that front it can be kind of understood, but like really interesting. After the starter in 2 and Chicony replied in 3, Dalamar played one of the two ties, but the other was 4-1, 4-5, and 7. After my idea of after the starter in 2, 3-3, 2-2, and 3, one of the ties was 4-1, 4-5, and 7, right? After the cards in 2, 3, 1, and 6 were played, one of the only two ties, again, always two ties this game, was 4-1, 4-5, and 7. So I think that is probably something worth studying for anyone wanting to get better at this game, because that's a difficult kind of move to find. As in, that's the kind of move I should be spending more time thinking about. But and I don't mean like I should be checking 7 in those positions. I mean, I should be understanding why to look for 7 in this position. Why is 7 promising here? So that I can figure out when I should be looking at 7 in similar positions. This is not, I should be just checking 7 in this kind of structure. This is, I should see what the cues are to look at 7. And our game has ended. There we go.